What's going on, YouTube? This is Devon here with another film review. This is going to be a very, very quick film review on the new Candyman that just came out yesterday. I will start by saying I do not know a lot about the Candyman genre, or I should say installment series. I do know that this one that came out was kind of based off of, it's kind of like a sequel to the one that came out in 1992. So I'm going to describe this movie review in two ways. I'm going to describe it as a black film, and then I'm going to describe it as a horror film. It was directed by Nia DaCosta. I don't know a lot about her. I know she's doing the Marvels film, so she's blowing up in the world. I know the main character was in Aquaman. He played the main bad villain in there as well. So, it's off the basics. The acting, I had no problem with the acting. Acting was legit. It was legit quality. It was legit budget. It wasn't a cheap film that was made. Cinematography was cool. Wasn't nothing spectacular, but I did appreciate it and how the angles were shot and the colors and the blocking and things of that nature. Now, let's talk about the plot as it being a black film. The plot for it being a black film, I would say, was a good plot. The reason why is because it talked about Cabrini Green. Anyone from Chicago knows about the Cabrini Green projects. They know how bad it was. They know it got tore down. And according to this film, it's been gentrified. I haven't been to Chicago in a minute, so I'll take their word for it that it has now been gentrified. So that part of the film was interesting. And I think it just shows a kind of reflection what's going on with a lot in the country right now. It's a lot of places, gentrification is going on all over the U.S. People getting moved out, forced out, and then, they build a Starbucks and a Whole Foods there. They build some new luxury apartments and act like it was never, a bad place to live at, or, per the dictionary term, a ghetto. So that part of the film was interesting. It's a black film. If you're a black person like black films, I would tell you to watch the film. Now, if we're talking about it being a horror film, I would say no. I've never been big on horror films, never been big on the genre. I always thought most horror films were stupid with the plots. But someone who's never been big on horror films, I sat there the entire time and I wasn't scared, not one bit. I mean, not one bit. There was nothing in there that made you go, like none of that, or jump in your seat, and just, there's nothing in the film. I mean, yeah, people get killed, but it wasn't even gory to me like that. It was just like a death, but it was just nothing that would scare you. I mean, it's rated R. I honestly think that movie could have been rated PG-13. I don't even think a 13-year-old would be scared of that. It was nothing. It was underwhelming in the death and the killings. Jordan Peele, most of his films, they do a good job of building up to like suspense. But if we're talking about actual killings, no, don't see it. If you're going to see a horror film, the slasher film, don't see it. I mean, I know what you did last summer and Scream was scarier than that. So, yeah, definitely don't see it if it is because you want to be scared. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 for it being a horror film, I'd give it a 1 because you were never scared. I was never scared. If you want to rate it as a black film, on a scale of 1 to 5, I give it a 3. It's worth watching. Would I watch it again? Yes. But this whole new genre of, they want to say social, political issues. I just want to say putting racism in horror films, I like the idea of it if it's done correctly. I think it was done correctly. Jordan Peele's kind of been the one that's, pioneered this new term or this new film. I guess you could watch it just off of the strength of Jordan Peele producing it, directing it. Oh, Vanessa Williams is also in the film from the original one that happened back in '92 in the third installment. But I would say if you're a Jordan Peele fan, you enjoy it. But if you're not a fan of him and you just want to see someone get chopped up and killed, I wouldn't watch it. The film is great. Tyona, the film is great in the sense of the plot, as far as showing gentrification and just really black people kind of being in a gentrified neighborhood and kind of feeling at odds about it or kind of conflicted because they know what happened for them to be in that particular area. So yeah, overall, I'll say watch it for that part of it, but don't watch it if you just want to watch a horror film. All right, everyone, have a good one. Peace.